One of the most powerful things that real estate agents can do in 2025 is email marketing. Email marketing is not new, it's not sexy, but nothing converts more. Nothing gets attention more, nothing converts more. There's no better way to reach your clients and those that you want to become clients than email marketing, but you have to do it a certain way, and I'm going to break down exactly how to do it right now. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Massive Agent Podcast, episode 396. I am your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're talking emails today. Really sexy shit. I'm sure that you woke up this morning, you're like, I would love to listen to a podcast about emails as you go through your freaking inbox and delete all the bullshit in your email inbox. Hear me out here. You know I love social media. You know I love paid ads. I love all the different marketing things. Email marketing is massively underrated and massively underutilized by real estate agents. It's massively underutilized by all marketers in all businesses. But I'm going to break down why email marketing still crushes in 2025 and why it needs to be a big part of your strategy moving forward to grow your business. Let's just jump right into it. All right. So first off, you own your list. Okay. You own it. You can take it with you from one platform to another. You actually have your list, your database, emails, names, potentially phone numbers, all of it. You own that. You do not own your audience on Instagram. You do not own your subscribers on YouTube. You don't own your followers on Facebook and TikTok. The platforms do. And so you could have 100,000 followers, but if they make a little tweak to the algorithm, all of a sudden your shit doesn't get shown to anybody, or it's a massive hit, right? And all of a sudden, maybe your business gets cut in half. And I mean, we've seen this happen with e-com businesses where they're using social media a certain way, or even Google. They're using Google pay per click a certain way, but then something changes in their algorithms and now they're getting half the traffic or less than half the traffic, and the business gets crushed. It's because you're reliant on someone else's platform. While I still think there's value in doing those things, I think you're foolish. I think you're dumb if you're not building an email list as well, because it's the only thing that you actually own. You own your list. So no algorithm can throttle your email reach. All right. Now there's certain actions that you must take. There's certain things you must do to make sure that your emails get delivered and to make sure that they don't get thrown into the promotions tab or in the spam filter or something like that. But nonetheless, you make a couple of those tweaks and you'll be good. And we'll talk about that here today. Here's another reason why email crushes in 2025, higher conversion rates. Could you imagine if you had 10,000 followers and every time you posted, half of your followers saw your posts? Does it work that way now? Of course not. Of course not. I have on Instagram, I have 34,000 followers. Sometimes my videos get 800 views, 1,000, 1,200. I don't know what the ratio is there, the percentage there, but that's not great. So, but on email, I'm getting 70, 75, sometimes 76% open rates on the emails that I send out. That's crazy. So email consistently outperforms social when it comes to conversion, right? We're getting people to actually see the thing that you're putting out there. Email builds trust over time. When somebody sees you in their inbox week after week after week after week, you stay top of mind, and they don't even have to open the email. That's why I think the open rate, while that's an important metric, it doesn't tell the whole story. I don't know about you, but I'm subscribed to a few different email newsletters. And sometimes I'll just leave them unread in my inbox, but I still see them. So people are going to do that to yours. If you're sending a weekly newsletter, not everyone's going to open it instantly. They may want to, they may plan to, but they leave it unread. They still see your name. It's still a valuable impression. You become top of mind again. They remember you. So huge, huge value in just showing up in the inbox. That's a big deal. Email is perfect for the long game follow-up. I mean, some people aren't ready today. And by some people, I mean most. Most people are not ready to hire an agent today. So you've got to stay in touch with them, and that may take years. Well, what if they're just on your list and you send out a valuable weekly email or a couple, right? A deal of the week, a weekly newsletter talking about what's happening locally, listings of the week, blah, 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 blah. You can do all that stuff. And we'll get into, exactly what you should be sending. But you could have somebody on your email list for years that eventually they're like, you know what? Yep, we're ready to go. and you didn't even know that that was happening. So it's a perfect for long game follow-up. Email works for buyers and sellers. It does not require any chasing or any cold DMs or phone calls or any of that bullshit. Build your email list and send regular emails. So how do you do that? Well, one last thing about emails before we talk about how to actually do it. With emails, you can promote yourself without bragging. You can promote yourself without being like, hey, let me tell you why I'm so great. When you're highlighting your active listings, when you're highlighting stuff that you've sold, when you're including testimonials here and there, and you're going to do this sparingly, you don't want it to be a big sales email, okay? Not necessarily. And you share stories about wins or problems that you've overcome, or things that your clients were able to accomplish. When you're putting that stuff out there, it lets those who are reading it decide that you're credible. They get to come to that conclusion that you're credible without you telling them, hey, I'm so credible that you should hire me. Email, you got to be doing email. Okay. I don't know how else to say it. So here's how to do it. First thing, do not send marketing emails from your CRM. There's a lot of different reasons for this. Mainly, you want to keep the CRM for drip campaigns. Okay, those are okay. The follow-up stuff, the lead follow-up, client communication. You want to reserve that. You want to keep your marketing emails on a separate platform, because if you start getting unsubscribes from your CRM emails that you're sending, that could, then you could have clients who are not getting communication with you through your CRM where they should be. So like the marketing stuff, use a separate platform. MailChimp, Beehive, Flowdesk. For my 5-shot Fridays, if you guys are on my email list, you know what? If you're not getting my 5-shot Friday email, I just find the 5 coolest things that I've seen over the week. Some of it's real estate related, some of it's business related, some of it's not at all. Some of it's just interesting shit. I put that all into an email I send every Friday. I cannot believe how much traction this email has been getting. It's one of the best things that I've done for my business so far, and I've only been doing it for, I think we're on week 18 or 19. But if you want to get the 5-shot Friday email, just go click into my Instagram bio. I'm trying to think of how I can make this easy on you. Go to Instagram, click on my bio, and there's a 5-shot Friday email opt-in right at the top there. So do that. Okay, do that. I use MailChimp. MailChimp, kind of expensive. I mean, there's cheaper options. I plan to switch to Beehive. If you're not using one of these platforms like MailChimp, Beehive, ActiveCampaign, or whatever, or Flowdesk, I would just start with Beehive. It seems to be the most robust. It seems to be the best value. There's some other ones that are free or close to it, but MailChimp is what I've been using forever. There's a cost, like a pain in the ass to switch from one to another. So I just keep using MailChimp because it's working for me. So use whatever works, but make sure it's separate from your CRM so you're not getting unsubscribes, which is going to mess with the deliverability of all of your CRM sent emails, and that's a disaster. Now, what should you be sending? Send a weekly local market newsletter. What is happening in the area? Try not to make this 100% real estate. You want people who are not interested in listings to actually give a shit. You want people who are not actively looking for homes or thinking about selling theirs to actually care and want to open it because they see, hey, there's this cool Greek food festival happening downtown. Hey, this splash pad over in that neighborhood just opened. Or, hey, this thing happened or this thing happened. Do a local market newsletter. Give real value. Quick updates. You can do some quick updates on interest rates if you want. Talk about new developments, new stores that are coming into town, new things that are being built, exciting new attractions that are coming to town. You could talk about recent sales, community events, and give your take, give your opinion, give your take on what's happening locally. You could do the 3 things every Salt Lake City, 3 things every Columbus, 3 things every holiday homeowner should know this week. That could be like the subject. That could be the title of the email. I love deal of the week as well. So the local market newsletter, send that. Also, a deal of the week. Pick one house, one listing, one deal of the week. And you really want to have super high deliverability on your emails, make it all text and only a few links, 2 or 3 links. But if it's all text, Okay, when you get one of those super nice like HTML emails, there's all these photos, there's all this stuff. It's super fancy. Like a graphic designer had to build that shit. What does it look like? It looks like an ad, right? Well, those ads, Google and Apple and Microsoft and all those gatekeepers for email, they know, hey, this is a sales email. This is an ad. So where does it go? Into the promotions tab, where a lot of people don't see it. Sometimes it gets sent to junk automatically. So if you send a text-only email, the deliverability goes sky high. I believe you should not care as much about how fancy it looks. You should care about people actually reading it, getting the information, and finding it valuable. So if you send a deal of the week, all text, no photos, no address, just the price and the description of the house. Sell the house. Hey, it has this many bedrooms, it has a pool, it's nearby this park, it's in a school district, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe I've never seen a house this nice at this price before in this neighborhood. Reply and I'll send you the information. You're going to get so many replies from that email. They're like, hey, I want to know about it. I want to know about it. So the deal of the week is absolutely huge. Let's talk about subject lines. The subject line should not necessarily be telling them what's inside. What a lot of us do is we summarize, like, hey, here's what's inside this email. Okay, that's one way to do it. And if you get really good at writing hooks, that's fine. Like, 3 things every Salt Lake City homeowner should know this week. That's fine. That could be a good subject. I'm a big fan of subjects that don't really make any sense, but they just make people super curious. And then once they click inside, they see, oh, okay, it's loosely related to that weird short subject line. Subject lines like, I'm going to be sick. And then they click it. Like your email just says, I'm going to be sick in the subject. And they're like, what the hell is that? So they click on it because they're curious. And then it talks about how you ate so much at the Greek food festival last night. You've got to go, right? It could be talking about, I can't believe prices have gotten this high or this low, but whatever. Like, I'm going to be sick. The subject line could be just insane or absolutely mind blowing. When you just make a weird statement like that, people are super curious. They are curious, so they open it. That's how you get people to open the email. The goal of the subject line is not to summarize the email. It is to get people to open the email. So don't get so married to summarizing the email in the subject to where they already know, looking at the subject, what's inside. Tease them a little bit. And if you guys that have seen my marketing emails, you've seen this before. I pick random ones like, mind blowing, or I can't believe I did this. Stupid mistake. Like, those are great subject lines. And you could tie that into the content pretty much. There's a bunch of different ways you can do that. Use curiosity driven subject lines. Okay? Your open rate lives and dies by your subject line. If the subject doesn't get their attention and make them curious enough to click, they won't. So here's a couple other subject lines you can use. The deal everyone's talking about in holiday. Why 3 sellers backed out this week? That's interesting. People are like, oh, what's that? Another one, if you want it to be real estate related, your Zillow's estimate is BS. Here's why. Okay. Now, last, segment your list. Here's what I mean. Don't blast the same thing to everybody. Unless it's a weekly newsletter and they're opting in, that you're going to get all sorts of people wanting that weekly newsletter, right? But if you have a certain, like if you did a YouTube video and you're blasting it out to people and the YouTube video is for sellers, don't send it to buyers. Don't send it to your clients unless you think it's relevant to them. Okay. But don't just blast it out to all your leads and everybody in your database. So segment. Make sure that you tag buyer, seller, investor, weekly newsletter, deal of the week, that kind of stuff, so that you can segment properly. It's going to cut down on unsubscribes. It's going to increase open rates, and you're going to get better results. Last thing I'm going to say with unsubscribes, I love getting unsubscribes. I love it. It helps me clean my list. If somebody's going to unsubscribe from my email, it shows me they just don't want to hear from me. They're just not interested in this thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that they never do business with me, but it might mean that. So wouldn't it be great to just cut them out now? I'd rather have a smaller list of people who always open my emails and always read and always click than to have a large number where you're only getting 20, 25% open rates. a smaller list that's cleaned, that's like your ideal clients. Weed people out. The unsubscribes, when it happens, just thank them. Like, great, thank you. Like, you're just going to help me with my deliverability moving forward. You're going to help me with my open rate, because you're cleaning out people who just aren't that interested. I believe unsubscribes are a great thing. If you are currently sending emails, I challenge you to send more. If you're sending one a week, send two. If you're doing none, do one. Make sure it's consistent every single week. That's what I've been doing with the 5-shot Friday emails. And I get a ton of replies on those. Like, usually with marketing emails, I only get a couple replies. I get a ton of replies on the 5-shot Fridays. Again, go to my Instagram, click on the link in the bio, and the very top there, 5-shot Fridays. You can opt into the email newsletter and get that. The 5 coolest things that I've found over the week that I'm having a blast doing that. Get on email. I believe that, like, rather than looking for some shiny new object or new, pay-per-click thing or some lead source here, focus on the network you already have and keep building it. Build the list, build the list, build the list, and send people stuff every single week forever. Send them stuff every single week forever. It will, over time, lead to closed deals. I guarantee it. Before we wrap it up, got to give a shout out to BAM. Got to give a shout out to BAMX. Imagine having the copy for every marketing email. By the way, you want like some really good marketing emails? Join BAMX, and they give you a bunch of this stuff to send. You tweak it a little bit, customize it, but they do a lot of the heavy lifting. But imagine having the copy for marketing emails, scripts, and hooks for every social post delivered to your inbox every single week. Level up your content and your business with BAMX. Hyperlocal and data-driven social media templates delivered weekly, video scripts, blogs, email content, courses, masterminds, and a network of agents all over at BAMX. Go to massiveagentsociety.com/BAMX to check out their platform. Incredible deal, incredible value that they provide there. And then with Keeping Current Matters, I love KCM. It's a tool that you need in your tool belt. Be the advisor that your clients trust with KCM. Keeping Current Matters gives you easy to understand market insights, ready to share graphics, scripts to keep you looking like a pro. They give you the information so that you can dumb it down and explain it to, like, hey, here's what's happening in the market today. Here's what it means to you as a seller. And here's what that means you should do about it. That's where KCM helps you, not just giving you graphs and stats. So try KCM over at trykcm.com/BAM for free. Go get a free trial of Keeping Current Matters and find out why I would venture to guess most, like 80+% of the top producers in your market are already using KCM, which is why they are a top producer. Try kcm.com/BAM. If you found this episode valuable, share it with another agent, share it with your broker, share it with your team, share it in a real estate Facebook group. Don't gatekeep. This is some good shit. If you found it valuable, share it with other agents. Help me reach more agents and have a bigger, deeper impact on agents in our industry, because this shit is hard. Real estate is hard, but it's also not rocket science. So when you find something that works, you find something that inspires you, you find something helpful, share it with others, pay it forward. You live in abundance. You're not some scarcity-minded prick. So share this podcast, help us grow the audience, and I will promise to keep coming back every single week with a brand new episode. Thank you so much. We're creeping up dangerously close to episode 400. I should probably figure out something cool to do for episode 400. Yeah, should probably do that. I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week.